How are we doing? Sorry. How's everyone doing? Okay. All right. Hopefully everyone's doing well. We made it to Friday, so that's always a good thing. Hopefully everyone's doing well. I know it's a little bit of a time change, but it's okay today. But it's Friday, so that's all that matters. Hopefully everyone's doing well. Excited about the long weekend if you're working with Memorial Day. Unfortunately, no cookouts, or maybe for some, going to cookouts or not. Who knows? If you are, be safe, wear a mask, do what you got to do. So hopefully everyone enjoys their Memorial Day weekend, whatever you may be doing. Just waiting for Meech to come on, and then we can get started. May is almost done. We're about to head into June, which is crazy already. This year is halfway done. While I'm waiting for Meech to come on, just to not to remind everyone, but to let you guys know next week, how we doing? Hey, how we doing, everybody? Next week we'll be having 3 shows. So to round out, if you weren't aware, May is Mental Health Awareness Month. So to round out Mental Health Awareness Month, I'll be closing out May next week with 3 shows, 2 of them with good friends of mine, mental health guys and life coaches. Ken Harris on Wednesday, and then Corey George, he's coming back on Thursday. And then Friday, I'll be doing a question answer period about Focus TV and everything that you wanted to know, or just if you can think of about fitness, diet, anything like that, or even if it just has to do with mental health. So just wrapping up the month of May, obviously being Mental Health Awareness Month, just keeping that in mind, especially during these times, just making sure that, we're keeping our minds right and everything's good as we continue on through this quarantine, and even as we get out. So yeah, I'll be putting up the schedule obviously this weekend again, and then close out the month of May. It's been a great month. It's been a great, actually, couple of weeks. It's more than a couple of weeks, but great weeks for Focus TV. The start has been amazing. The response has been even more amazing. A lot of people connecting me with, other professionals that just want to talk about their brand and talk about their business, whatever it has to do with, as long as, whether it has to do with fitness, running, conditioning, training, food, diet, nutrition, mental health, lifestyle, everything in between. It's been a great opportunity for me to be able to do this, and I'm thankful to all the people who have been on the show and the people who are coming up. So still have a lot of shows coming up. Pretty soon I'll be having different segments on the YouTube channel. I haven't done the YouTube channel yet, but that'll be coming up as well in the month of June. So a lot of big things coming up for the month of June. So just be on the lookout for that. I thank everyone for their support and everyone who's watched and come in and checked it out. And I get it, lives sometimes aren't always the best thing. We jump in and out of lives, and it's understandable. It really has to pique our interest, and that's why I try to get as many different people on here. So if it piques your interest, great. Stay in, tune in. If it doesn't, it's okay. But you never know. If it doesn't pique your interest, take a gander, take a listen. You never know. It might interest you, and then you might get into it. So it's just something to keep in mind. Let me get Meech in here, and then we can get going. Chris, this is for Corey, since he says my water jug was abrasive.
Oh, hold on.
It sneaks up on you, right?
Yeah. That was
We'll give some people a little bit, a minute or so to get in, and then we'll get started. How are you doing over there?
I'm good. I actually just got off work, so I'm a little, you know,
I
I
know, yeah.
feel good, man. I feel really good, especially with this focus that you're doing. It's awesome, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it. You're going kind of in and out a little bit. I can hear you here and there. You can't turn it sideways. Oh, I don't know what you're doing.
Wait, no, hold on. Hold on one second.
Okay. Yeah, you take your time. You got time. We're good. This is your show, so you're good.
Hold on.
Okay. While we wait for Meech, because he's always prepared, it's fine. We'll get started as soon as he gets back. I think he's just getting the his sound together, but that's okay. Do you have headphones?
Dude, what is?
Easy now, easy. Sorry, he doesn't start stripping. This is not that live. That might be another one. I don't know which one that is, but that's another one, not this one. But what's up, Easy E? Haven't seen you in a while. I hope everyone's doing well. Oh my.
Yeah,
Okay.
buddy.
Okay. That's fine. We'll rock with those. You're on Eric's being funny. Oh jeez. You still there? Oh, Meech is just having a tough time here. Are you okay? I got you. But can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. You kind of went out a little bit.
I did.
Okay. Yeah. Now I can hear you though.
Okay.
Okay. It's a little lag, but it'll do all right. It's fine.
It's probably the time difference.
That has nothing to do. He's either pulling a Nelly right now or a Teddy Riley, but that's okay. We'll be fine. No, we're good. So welcome to Focus TV. I know it's a little different time, but that's okay. We had to wait for Meech to get off work. I totally understand that. But on the show tonight, I do have Demetrius Meech White, dancer, choreographer, and he's out of Washington D.C. So if you were able to check out our ad this week, you saw all the different types of things he does, and we're just going to talk to him a little bit about that. So, Meech, first I want to ask you, how did you get into dance? Did you do it as a child, or it's something that you got as you got older?
So it's actually a funny story. So when I was in seventh grade, I was at a party,
Okay.
and one of my friends was, dancing and freestyling, and I never danced before, never did anything. And then they just pushed me into a dance circle, and I don't know what came over me, but it just felt natural.
Yes, the
So,
seventh grade dance circle. That's always
so
good.
yeah. And then ever since then, I've been in shows and groups and training classes, and never stopped then. I think it was just that was my calling, and that was a way of me finding it.
Okay. Now, was it something you saw maybe on TV or music videos where you're like that you pulled out of you during that dance circle, or is it just kind of
Yeah, so I watched a lot of music videos, especially back in the day with Janet, Michael, Brittany, Usher, Marion, and I just put my best Usher on and it just went in.
Okay.
I'm glad they never videotaped it because it probably wasn't
Right.
that good. but gotta start somewhere.
Yeah, definitely. Now, after that moment, did you go right to your parents and say, "Hey, I want to be in dance," or did that process take a little bit longer?
I think it took me a year. Um,
Okay.
my mom thought it was a hobby at first, like I was just doing it just to do something.
Okay.
Then when I was in eighth grade, I could feel my passion growing.
Okay.
So I moved from being a hobby to actually being in my first company, and then approaching my mom with the, hey, I actually want to do this. And she wasn't excited at first,
Right.
but, because there's always a stereotype about guys dancing, of course, and the teasing as a kid. But towards the end of that year, she said, if that makes you happy, then I'm going to support you.
Awesome. How was that transition? Because I was going to ask you how that conversation was, and you kind of explained it. But as far as her changing her mind per se, or
Hmm.
just actually her seeing you dance, is that kind of what did it for her?
So, funny thing, she's actually never seen me dance.
Oh, okay.
Well, okay, I take that back. She's seen me dance one time,
Mm.
but I think what happened is one of my childhood moms, she saw me dance before, and she saw my passion, and she also had a daughter who had the same passion, and we were on the same team. So her talking to her saying, I don't think you should push this away. He's really good, and this is something that really could take him far. And and she saw me dance one time in a little clip of a video I showed her in college. Yeah, it was that long.
Okay.
But yeah, and then she finally saw me dancing and was like, yeah, it's beautiful.
Okay.
I don't want you to stop doing this.
Awesome.
So
So doing it at such a young age, were you, even though something might be a passion of ours, we're still scared of it,
hmm
um, especially with the stereotypes. Were you scared getting into it, especially something more, um, trying to say like more structured? It wasn't
right,
just like freestyle, like just at a
right.
dance. You were now actually going to classes for it. Did that scare you at all?
I was terrified. Terrified. I was so nervous every time I stepped any class because usually I was the
Right.
only guy. so,
Right.
so, but I think I got over it. It took some time, but I started to learn my body. That was the main thing. A lot of us that are males, when we get into dance, the main thing is our body and learning how to control it and figure out the structure. Because a lot of women get into dance at a young age, so by the time that most men get into it, they're already doing backflips, turns, leaps, jumps,
Right.
everything, and we're just starting to find the foundation. So our confidence is not there; it's more here.
Okay.
So it took me to get used to my body first, because I had to figure out what the hell am I going to do with my tall limbs and skinny self,
Right.
and then move on to the, okay, now that I'm comfortable, how can I make myself match?
Right. Okay. So with the class being made up mainly of females, how was that? How was that dynamic? Were they more intimidated because maybe they'd never seen a guy before, or because I know you were scared, but for them, did they feel maybe more empowered then, or were they intimidated by you?
It was more empowered. They were
Okay.
excited. They were excited because they were like, a guy finally.
Right.
But they were more of, it was more of there's a guy in the class, finally someone different, but they wanted to help me more. So
Okay.
they were more helping than intimidated, because they could see that, being a guy and seeing the same passion they have, where I'm doing modern and I'm doing these leaps and rolling over, or I'm doing hip hop just as hard as they are. They're taking tips from me, I'm taking tips from them, and they're trying to help me grow into my passion.
Awesome.
So
Yeah.
it was beautiful. I love all the girls that I've taken classes with on teams, everything. They
Do
just
you
helped me a
keep in
lot.
contact? Do you keep in contact with them from
Oh
the
yeah,
beginning?
one's my best friend.
Oh, okay. Well then, yes. So yes. Now, fast forward to today. What style of dance do you teach?
Well, I teach hip hop. Yeah, strictly hip hop.
Oh, just strictly hip hop. Okay.
Yeah,
Now,
yeah, yeah. I teach hip
could
hop.
you go back and teach modern what you've learned before?
It would probably take me 2 years
Okay. Okay.
to relearn all the structured techniques and the actual lingo again. But I could do it. I believe I
Right.
could do it. I believe in that.
Now with teaching just hip hop, because I was going to ask you like which one do you prefer, which style do you prefer?
Right.
But within hip hop, are there different types of things you can do or break it down as far as, you know, I know beginner to all the way up to maybe elite, but are there different ways to break down hip hop when you're teaching it, or it's just kind of like pop, lock it, drop it, or just
No.
no, right?
That's a
Yes.
dance craze.
Okay, that's
So no.
right.
No, so hip hop it's an umbrella of different elements. So there is, there's popping, there's locking, there's breaking, there's
Okay.
house, vogue. I feel like I'm forgetting something, and my trainer would kill me. But what I'm saying, there's a lot of different elements of hip hop that
Right.
are in the umbrella. So I teach just, like beginner, adult, advanced
Okay.
hip hop and that. But there are people that are specialized in house, specialized in vogue, specialized in breaking, specialized in locking. These are different things to take together to make a piece. So I'm just the basic hip hop where I teach you, like, I'll teach you the dance crazes, or I'll teach you what you can do in the club, or even what you see on the music videos.
Okay.
But even that's a different type of hip hop, because concert dance, like tour dancing, is different from dancing at a show in Vegas, dancing in a show in Pride, or dancing at a show just in a local art theater. So,
Okay.
it's different. It's different elements. It's different levels of it. But, hip hop has it's a learning experience.
It's a lot. So you're gonna have a lot of material after this quarantine's over because all the TikTok stuff that's just coming.
Jesus, yes.
Right. That's
Yes.
so when it comes to teaching, what kind of influences you and the dances that you're able to teach? I know back then when you were just dancing, you said Usher, Britney, those pop stars back then. What kind of influences you now?
So now it's changed. So I used to look at idols like Usher, Chris Brown, Sierra, Janet, and all of them, but now I'm looking at the choreographers behind them.
Okay.
So now I'm looking at the Jamaica Crafts, the Sean Bankheads, the Paris Globals,
she's awesome.
Yeah, oh, she's amazing.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. But I'm looking at the choreographers and the artist directors behind their videos, looking at how they teach, looking at how they make their moves, how their processes is. Because, the main thing for us dancers and choreographers is we all have a process.
Mm-hmm.
There are some of us that we can sit in a room by ourselves, turn off all the lights, and have a blue light in the middle and get inspired. Compared to other people, like I can even go to the mall or go to the club. For example, I can go to the club and see someone doing their thing and get inspired to create a whole dance because I see them feeling their vibe and I'm feeding off of them. So, I'm looking at the artists, directors, and the choreographers because they're the brains behind the dance. They're the ones looking behind all the great things that we see that Sierra can do, that Beyonce can do, that who else? Rihanna, all of them. They make them look good. So I'm looking. Ooh, don't do too much. Don't do too much. I didn't say Ariana.
Oh, okay. So in that sense, in the structure of it, for you, what comes first, the music or the dance, or do they go hand in hand?
For me, it's the music. I have to feel the music.
Okay.
So I have to really, well, a lot of my friends can say this. I know Eric can say it. My best friend can say it a lot. I'll listen to a song over and over, and I'll catch something different, or I'll hear a different beat, and I'm just in my head just jamming to it until I feel a movement. I won't create a dance until I can feel a movement or I feel the song, and I'm so invested where it's in my blood now. So now I can do the beats without even listening to the song. I can say the words without even thinking about it. So the music it feeds me. Like it's the beginning, and then the dance comes along, and then I mesh them all together and create that lovely melody.
Now, speaking of Paris, which during this quarantine, I've had plenty of time to watch YouTube, and I've watched the Royal Family, which is amazing. And I wish I could do half the things that they do. But as a choreographer as well, so you have the music down and now have the dance. When it comes to the dance, are you really thinking about the visuals as well? How is this going to look with the music and how does that work? Because you can say, like I've always said, that a music video can make a song.
Right.
It is what it is. So, as far as the movements are concerned, how does that go hand in hand?
So that's when the really artistic part comes into play. So you can have the music, you can have a bomb dance, but you could have a very basic music video. But in order to create that vision, you have to, this is when we started doing a thing called blocking, where you can place a dance on the dancers, they know the dance, but you can have transitions. You can create images where I can make an eye, like for example, in, what's that song called? By Rihanna. Where Have You Been? When she created the eye.
Yes, it's a good song. Yes.
Those are elements that are creating a vision that you see and people understand that don't dance. They're like, oh, snap, that's so cool. And I'm pretty sure she had to change the choreo, but it still made sense, because you want to create it, you want to tell a story with your dance. So even though you don't want to dance it one way the whole time and it looks the same on everybody, cool, that's cute, but it's not fun. So having them move across, having them go up and down and doing things behind each other, it's like a magic show.
Okay. Now we're gonna turn this gear to fitness a little bit. I'm gonna play devil's advocate. How serious? Well, because I think sometimes, and I'm not speaking for dancers, but I think dancers get flat sometimes because fitness enthusiasts will think that dance isn't a sport, or not really even taken as a sport, but actually like a fitness activity. If it's not lifting, it's not fitness. Or being somewhat, I think they can look at it as being athletic, but again, not fitness. So how serious do you think fitness enthusiasts should take dance when it comes to all that choreography and getting things down and even the repetition? Because it's basically kind of like the same thing.
So the way that I think about it is, well, let's just say this: dancers are athletes. Yes.
Okay, right, all right.
but beyond that, what you're saying. So I've dealt with a lot of dudes that hit the gym that are bodybuilders, and I've talked to them about taking dance classes because dance, it also touches muscles that the gym can't touch. So even if a lot of them get lost in it's just dance, I'm just doing cardio. Not at all. Because, for example, ballet, if I'm doing all these leaps and these jumps and turning so much, I have so much length strength I have to have in order for me to do that. I can't just, to be doing it over and over, I'm building length strength, I'm building muscle. And then in hip hop, I'm also tensing my muscles in order for me to do this. Like I can't break or even, doing popping or even locking, I can't even do that without having muscle. And you have to build that over time because that repetition will build the muscle in your body. So even, you get what I'm saying though? Like what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I definitely do.
But
I'm not one of those people that says that because I understand. But yes, I understand what you're saying.
The main goal of it though is a lot of dancing it allows your body to be flexible. So it's a great way for, especially if you are a musclehead or you are a fitness enthusiast, to be able to stretch and to touch those muscles that you need to touch, because it may help you to lift better. And you won't be walking like this the whole time.
Right.
You'll actually be able to relax your shoulders and touch the floor and be able to do this and, actually get a good stretch in with dance, because you'll be so relaxed in the body that your muscles will not be so tense,
Yeah, and I think that's where the misconception comes from too, because I just thought about it, is where you said it, where they think it's just cardio. Like I'm just running around and just breaking a sweat, not realizing that I'm working my muscles. But okay, so I'm a beginner and I want to take Meech's hip hop beginner class.
Okay.
What should I expect?
Okay, what you should expect.
Yeah.
Okay, well, my beginner classes, to have fun. That's the main goal of it all, to have fun. But I'm the kind of instructor where I'll teach you, every class will be something different, but every class will be a little bit harder. So
Okay.
I'll teach you a piece of choreography, and there may be one move in there that's a little advanced or intermediate, just to test you. So I'm seeing what you can and what you can't do as a class. So then moving forward, I'm like, okay, cool, we're going to train on that. So what you're going to see a lot of growth.
Okay.
You should expect a lot of growth within yourself, within your body, within your mind, and it's a lot of fun, man. Like I really want people to love dance. Like my passion is so big for it that I really want people to understand why dancers dance. You know, why we do the things we are. And if you are interested in hip hop, I'm gonna give you my love for hip hop, and I want you to expect that I'm gonna give you nothing but love. I'm not gonna degrade you if you don't get it right. We're growing together. You grow, I grow. So that's how I see it. I don't see it as you're teaching me just like I'm teaching you.
So, quick funny mini story is Meech.
Okay.
Meech has seen the video. So there is a video of me doing choreography, and he has seen it. It hasn't seen the light of day. It never will. But I know the biggest thing that you told me at the time was to just kind of let my body go, to just give into the dance.
Right.
So when you say that, where does that confidence come from? Because as a beginner who had just learned that and who was just doing it, and like you say, be comfortable with, but where does that come from? Because it doesn't just happen, but where did it come from?
So you have to, they always say you have to fail to win, right?
Mm-hmm.
You always have to fail to succeed. So you don't be scared. And every dancer can tell you, there have been many of choreos that they have messed up on. They've gotten it wrong. They've tripped. They've fallen. They just didn't get it right. They didn't make the show. Everything. But don't be scared to fail, because the only thing you're going to do is learn. So when I say let go and be comfortable, don't be scared to look silly.
Right.
Just let yourself look silly, and then that's why we're here as choreographers. We're here to help you I'm not saying that you look silly, but not to look, not to execute it how your body should execute it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're trying to make sure that you gain that confidence through letting yourself go and saying, oh, so the next time I learn something and I mess up, I'll just mess up and I'll just watch again, or I'll try again. You have to try and try and try again. Just don't be scared to mess up. Okay. And then you'll get so comfortable with your body. Like when I was in college, I had to learn to overdo things because I would stay in this box. You know, as a tall person, I would be here because I said I had to be short. I had to go here all the time. No. Right. And I had a mentor. He was like, no. He's like, you're supposed to be out of the box. So just because they're shorter than you, don't shorten your moves. Allow your body to tell the same story. So you have to allow yourself to tell your story.
Okay. Oh, okay. Now, yes, I definitely get it. Now, I know you lift. Obviously, I'm telling the viewers now that I know Meech lifts. Do you find that lifting enhances or it limits your dance?
Oh, it enhances.
Okay. So it does. It doesn't hurt you at all.
No. So just like I said, how dance is a workout and it's not just cardio. Mm-hmm. So you do still have to go to the gym because there are certain movements that when you do use those muscles, you have to strengthen those muscles in order to execute it better. So even when we do jumps, we still have to do leg day because to get higher, we have to have more power in our legs. And then on top of that, even me getting on the ground or me getting low or me, hitting that, like I have to make my muscles I have to lift more so that my muscles will get bigger and I get tighter and I have enough strength to even hit it harder than just this to this. Where you saw that? So it's more of a, how can I put it? It's more of what you give in the gym is what you're going to give in the studio.
So you're going to get out of it?
Yes, what you give is what you give. Okay. So if you give it really into dance and you really go to the gym and say you want to take a class, right? You're taking a beginner's class and you're going to the gym and then you're taking class. Your body is now shaping itself to dance because yes, you're going to the gym, but you're so stiff, and then now you're dancing. So your body's loosening those muscles that you never thought you
Oh, I
would
see.
ever touch. And you're like, oh, I can go here. Oh, I can lift more. Oh, I feel better. Rather than I'm going to just be in this box the whole time. The gym teaches me many things like you've taught me when you've helped me with the gym as well.
Right.
Things that I need to know about my body, which allows me to strengthen myself in dance.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, I mean that makes sense with the flexibility aspect
Yeah.
of dance and everything. Now, during this time, obviously unprecedented times, always I speak about. Are you doing anything online, like online classes or trainings?
So I was teaching.
Okay.
I was teaching at my studio, but because of low enrollment, because everyone doesn't want to learn online, they'd rather be in person. Because I understand it, I get it. I'm not upset about it. I'm not crying about it. But they had to cancel my class. But in July, I'm gonna start doing every 2 weeks a Instagram live, where I'm gonna pick a random person just to be on like we are right now. We're gonna learn to dance together. And people can tune in. If people can tune in and take it as well, so they can see me and they can see someone else learning and know you're not alone. Like we're still a class. Like you can learn while we're at home. But I'm definitely in the mix of that as well. So
Okay. Now it's funny you say that because, again, another quarantine confession. I tried to learn some choreography off of YouTube, and I think I just picked the hardest thing. I don't know why, because I think I can do it. But
right.
but how do you get to that level? Because I've seen you dance, and it's amazing. But how do you get to that level? Because I'm not past my prime, but I'm not also a spring chicken. So I know these people who have been dancing for years on end, and they're great, but I might not be able to get to that level. But how can I at least get close to something like that?
Practice. Seriously.
Yeah.
Even to the point, cool, if you see a music video and you want to learn the same choreo, like for example, if you see Stupid Love by Lady Gaga and you want to learn the entire choreo, or you pick a section, and you want to learn that section, break it down.
Right.
Break it piece by piece, even because now YouTube even has something where you can slow it down.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you can slow it down to the point where you can watch their movement and run it back again and keep watching the movement. Break it down how you need to see it, because for me I will watch videos over and over and over and stop and rewind and then stop and rewind until I felt comfortable getting it. Because you don't have to, no one's going to get it okay, I'll take that back, because I do have a friend that gets it off the bat. But anyway, that's a different story. But what I'm saying is, don't feel threatened if it's too hard. Keep trying.
Okay.
Because only thing that's going to happen is it's going to become muscle memory. And you never know. You might be sitting here muscle memory, and I don't know, 7 Rings might come on, and you just be sitting here and be doing the whole choreo and not even know that you're doing it, because you've learned it so much that it's in your body now.
Okay.
And then also play with it. play with the movements.
I'll learn Rain on Me eventually by the end of this is over. So
Well, I hope so.
So, in this grand scheme of things, how do you think dance has changed Meech? Obviously for the better, but without it, where do you think you might have been?
That's a very good question. If I didn't, so when I was younger, I originally was going to be an Imagineer. I wanted to work at Disney and design roller coasters and all these big bears. I had every Connect, every roller coaster tycoon, every Lego set that could come into an amusement park, everything. And the dance kind of just was like, whoop, and pushed it out the way. So if it disappeared, I still would have felt some artistic expression would have showed its face.
Okay.
Or I would have found a way to make some kind of movement my ideal, because it's my soul. Like I don't know what right now. If I lose it, I don't know what I would do, because it's all I am.
Right. Right.
I have life coaching too, but I just kind of
Right.
like without dance, where do I go?
Yeah.
But without it, it's such a beautiful thing. You find dance everywhere though. It's in our homes. It's at our family cookouts. It's at the clubs, of course. It's with our friends doing TikToks. It's such a beautiful tradition that we've had for so many years. Everyone, and I believe everyone can dance. Even the guy in the back corner that you're like, what the heck are they doing? That's their own expression. That's their own body movement. You can't shake them for that.
How many times a day do you find yourself just breaking out like a quick 8 count?
Every 5 minutes.
Okay. Right.
Because it's to the point where yesterday I was at work and I'm just sitting here and I'm listening to music in my head and I'm sitting here making up choreo and my coworker goes, no, don't stop, please don't stop. They're like, keep going. No, seriously. They're like, it's beautiful, keep going. And I was like, what? I was like, I'm goofing off. He's like, no, I like when you dance. Just dance, do it again. I was like, oh my God. But in the best way I can put it, when I was in college, there was a teammate I had. Her name is Rebecca Barbush. And I always carried this with me. She said, if I could have anybody in here as my living boombox, she said, it'd be D. And I was like, huh? And she's like, because it's just, no matter where he goes, no matter what it is, he'll listen to a song and just dance the feeling. And ever since then, I've been just not stop dancing, man. Like it's just automatic. I either always have headphones in, I'm always watching YouTube's, Instagram videos. I'm probably, after we get off of here, I'm about to watch some more music videos to get inspiration for a set that I'm coming up with for a later on gig. So, I never stop dancing, man. And I tell everyone that takes my class or is watching this or all of my friends, never stop, please. It's so freeing, and everyone has a dance. Everyone does.
Yeah.
It's the truth.
And I can attest to Meech in the club. He's not judging you. He is watching the way you dance. He's not judging you, but he's just watching the way that you.
Yeah. I'm really not judging. I'm not. I'm fighting your spirit in your dance. I really am. And sometimes I'll join you and feed off of you. I will, because that's what I did with Thomas one time.
Okay. We're not gonna go there because I'm quite the dancer. Okay. So we're gonna speak this into existence because it's gonna happen. But one day, when you do choreography for a famous artist, who is that person going to be?
So one day, that's a really good question. Originally, it was Missy Elliott. Originally.
Okay.
But nowadays, I would love to choreograph for Victoria Monet, or even get my hands on, who is it?
Eric says 7th Streeter.
Yes, that was another one. 7th Streeter. Yeah, I definitely wanted to choreograph for her, and I still do. And
I was going to say, who is that? But no, I'm joking.
What?
Nothing.
Did you just?
No, we're fine.
But
okay.
7th Streeter is great. So I'll leave it at those two. I'll say Victoria Monet and 7th Streeter. Yep,
so how would you then, because I do know their music, I was just being stupid, but how would you then approach that with your style? Because obviously it might be a little bit more slowed down and more tempo. I don't know why I did this, but I did.
I don't know why you did this. But so I actually have two sides of me. I have, most people see the fast choreo and the really hype, ratchet, really abrupt, sometimes vulgar language, hardcore. But I do have a R&B side of me, which not too many often see. I actually dance that more, and a lot of my dancers can attest for that. And I would it would be more emotional, more feeling, and more muscle control and musicality. And
Okay.
he like you know what musicality is, right?
Relax. Yes.
No,
Yes.
I'm asking
Yeah.
a question.
Yeah.
Some people don't. No, seriously, some people don't. Some people really don't. They don't know. But yeah, so I would just steal it.
So, I just thought about this as you name the people that you would do it for. Do you prefer to choreograph for women over men, or that was just the ones you've always wanted to work with?
No, those are the ones so originally I wanted to choreograph for Usher, Chris Brown,
Okay.
Sierra was one of them as well. Even some rappers such as who was it? Drake. I did want to choreograph for Drake because I was digging his music. Don't do that. Don't do that. But no, there's not a preference. I choreograph for men. I actually am a choreographer for Mark Angel, and he's amazing,
Okay.
and I love working with him. And then I've also been a choreographer for a female as well, and been
Okay.
a back. And I like both. It doesn't
So there's
matter
no
the gender.
preference to.
No, no,
Okay.
no, 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 not at all.
Okay. All right. Awesome. Well, as we close this up, tell us what you got coming up. I know you were talking a little. Can you give us a little snippet of what's coming up for you?
A little. Okay, so I can give you. I can give you a little. I can
A
give you
little
three.
bit. You don't have to give us like
I can give you.
everything.
I can give you three things.
Okay. Okay. Let us know what Meech has got going on.
So currently, I'm on the board for this beautiful play called Breaking Ground, and I'm the choreographer. Well, yeah, I'm the choreographer. So right now, I'm working up a way to make dance still appeal in a digital form. So since we're going through COVID-19 right now, we can't really be in person, all touching on people and stuff. So we're working on a way to turn the play into not a web series, not a movie, but in the middle.
Okay.
So we're working on making it digital. So I have to. That's one thing that I'm working on. I'm also working on my own group for a
Okay.
dance.
That's enough. That's enough. That's enough. That's enough.
And I'll leave it there.
Yeah, that's good. No, that's good. That's good. So,
So,
for the people who aren't following you, run down all your social media for me. I will put
okay.
it up in the comments as well, but go ahead and run it down for us.
Okay, so as we said, my Instagram handle is Meech the Dancer _. My Twitter is the same thing as well. My TikTok is without the underscore. Is that all? Yeah, that's everything I have. I just have Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, and they're all Meech the Dancer. You'll see it. It'll be me, probably me and a picture of me like talk to the side with a fitted on. You'll see it. But yeah, sure thing. Follow me, please, and I'll follow back. I'm not one of those, oh, you can follow me as much as you want. Nah, I follow back. I do.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Meech, for coming on. Be safe. Get some rest. I know you just got off work, so you know.
Oh yeah. Gotta work
I'll
again
talk to you.
tomorrow.
Right. I'll talk to you afterwards.
All right. Thank you so much, man.
All right. Thank you. All right, so I'd like to thank Meech White for coming on. Like I said, Meech does dance choreography in Washington, D.C. When I post this video, I'm going to put all his social media handles all in there so you guys can check him out if you're not following him already, or if you're even looking for a choreographer and you want to do that kind of stuff. So like I said earlier in the beginning, next week we're going to round off May. So May is Mental Health Awareness Month, so we're going to round it out with two good friends of mine who are also mental health coaches and life coaches, Ken Harris on Wednesday, and then Corey George is coming back on Thursday. On Friday, I'll be doing a question and answer show with just myself, but about Focus TV and more about it. So again, thank you everyone for tuning in. It's amazing. Have a good Friday. Have a great Memorial Day. Keep your friends and family loved on, and stay safe during this time. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.